Hey everyone, welcome to my YouTube live on a Saturday lunchtime on the East Coast. Yes, on the East Coast. Had to think about that one. If you've bought, which I think a lot of you have already, looking at some of the comments, your Cricut Foil Transfer Kit already, and you just want to see how to use it, or you've got some questions, or you need convincing, you're in the right place. If you don't know who I am, my name's Paul, and I share my Cricut knowledge and expertise with you so that you can master these incredible machines and products and ultimately make beautiful things. Thanks so much for being here. What a big day or night it was last night and day today. Let me know in the comments if you have already purchased. If you have a question, pop Q in the middle, pop Q at the beginning of your question, and that'll just help me scroll through the comments and pick that up and obviously answer your questions. So let's get started. I've got a bit of a different setup today, so I apologize. I'm just going to move over here a little bit and just check and see if there's anything that's come through already. Liz is loving my shirt, so you guys can foil me up anytime. I do also have the hashtag here. You may not be able to see it, but if you are posting on social media, make sure that you tag official Cricut _ANZ, and also the official hashtag is Cricut Foil Transfer, and make sure you tag Cricut for Australians as well. So glad you like my shirt. Kay's asking if the foil's expensive, seems to waste a lot of leftover. So we'll talk about that as well. Good question. Yep, lots of people, the lucky ones, you guys have been into Spotlight. Those of you that can go into the stores, I know lots of people using their 40% off voucher, which is awesome. We can't go into the stores here at the moment. But let me go over to my overhead camera and we'll get started. So here it is. If you haven't actually, if you didn't go into the store and you haven't actually got your hands on one yet, this is what it looks like. A nice little neat little box. The great thing about the Cricut Foil Transfer Tool, of course, is that you can use it in both the Maker and Explore machines, which is awesome. So Cricut haven't forgot about people with the Explore series of machines. But also you get everything you need in the kit. So you get the housing, which we'll look at, and you get the 3 tips, which we'll also look at. So a fine, a medium, and a bold tip. And so everything's in the box. And also there's no heat. So this is not heat activated. There are no cords. There's no risk of you potentially burning yourself or, you know, having to worry about the warranty of your machine or external power sources, anything like that. This is pressure sensitive, as is the foil. So it's not heat reactive foil. This is pressure reactive. And you also in the box, and I'll show you as well, you do get 12 4x6 sheets of foil. And so I think you get silver and gold. That's what I got anyway. Hopefully you will too. And you also get all the tape. The adhesive tape is already in the package that you need to adhere the foil down. And likewise, if you purchase any of the other foil sampler packs or anything like that, they have all the tape that you need. And I've heard you can reuse the tape if you want to as well. So I've seen the comments, people did get them in store today, which is awesome. So that's the box. That's what you're looking for when you're in Spotlight, doing a bit of shopping when you can, or if you're online. I should mention as well, so I'll hold this so you're not just staring at my waving hands. I should mention as well that the kit is available at Harvey Norman, Big W and Spotlight, as are the foil packs. Now, I believe Harvey Norman may have sold out, but just keep checking if that's a good one for you. It's online only. Likewise, Big W is online only. They did have a pre-sale, which I think they were shipping next week. That may also have sold out, but it's definitely available now on Spotlight's website. You can easily find on Harvey Norman and Big W the foil packs. Not so easily at the moment on Spotlight, and I don't know whether, because their website was down this morning, so I'm hoping that once that comes, well, it's back up, but I don't know if it's indexing or do whatever it needs to do, but the foil packs are definitely available at Spotlight as well, so just keep checking. So someone's asking in the comments, can you other brand heat a reactive foil? No, because that needs heat in order to do what it needs to do to transfer. This again is pressure sensitive. All right, so as I mentioned in the pack, you get the housing, which, let's be honest, it's so cute. It's this beautiful blue color, like a deep sort of, I don't even know, like a deep pale blue. It's super cute, matches of course all the other blade housings. Someone asked me a really good question online today. Could you actually fit the actual tips into the standard fine point blade housing or something like that? And the answer is no. This is really thick, and the hole in the fine point is just really small for the small blade. So if you were wondering that, hopefully that answers your question. Of course, we get 3 tips. We get the fine, we get the medium, and we get the bold. Now, hopefully you can see, try and get close. So there's little lines, so there's 1, 2, and 3 lines. 1 is for fine, 2 is for medium, and 3 is for bold. Super easy to remember. The one thing you also need to know is that, of course, unlike the adaptive tools for the Maker, your machine is not going to know if you put the incorrect tool in. So just make sure you follow the instructions on the Cricut Design Space, which we'll look at, and you'll be fine. You won't make any mistakes. But I also want to show you what I've discovered. Look at this little hidey hole here into your little compartment. These are perfect for popping in your metallic, your magnetic compartment for your tool holders there in your machine, so you'll never lose them. And to pop them in, just like with the other blade housings, we press the button at the top, and then we put the blunt end, the one without the line, into the housing, and then likewise to change it out, same process. It's very magnetic. You can really feel it kind of grabbing at itself. So that's how easy it is to load. All right. So I'm just checking some of the questions. Kerry's asking, guessing you can only use something flat that will go under the rollers, not a diary, for example. Yes, I mean, you can't put anything in your machine that's thicker than 2.4 millimeters for the Maker, for example. So a diary would be way too thick for that. And then Gail, hopefully I've answered your question as well. So it will cut on cardstock, vellum, poster board, faux leather, watercolor paper. There's quite a few substrates, but yeah, not anything too thick. So in the pack, as I said, you get your foil sheets. So you get 12 of those. You also get these little adhesive strips, and again you get enough. You get 4 for each sheet, so that you can easily stick it down. And I'm going to show you that process. And then you can also cut it. So someone mentioned about wastage. If you've got a small design, you can cut this down. And as I say, you can reuse these adhesive strips. So you can, I did a test yesterday and I only needed half a sheet. So I just cut that off, and then I can use this for another design later. So there shouldn't be too much wastage. And then we get into the sampler packs. Now, I have the Jewel sampler, which I think is the best sampler. And this has the green, the purple, and the aqua. And you get 24 sheets in these packs, and these are, I believe, $12.95 retail. There are 2 other samplers available. There's a metallic one, or metals one, where you get gold, silver, and rose gold. Again, 8 sheets of each. And there's also a ruby sampler, and you get red, I think it's gold, and also a really bright pink color. So really pretty. So those are available in all the retailers. Again, online only for Harvey Norman and Big W. And then we get the 12 by 12s. And again, you can cut these down, all right? So don't stress, and you've seen my reflection there. Don't stress if you've got a smaller project or you just want to buy the gold. These also come in silver as well. You get 8 sheets. And again, you get really long adhesive strips, enough to adhere each sheet down nice and securely, okay? So a few comments saying that their stores are saying they haven't got the foil packs. Yeah, look, I know it wasn't supposed to launch until today in store, and yeah, and these, sorry, I should mention as well, these are $19.95. So it wasn't supposed to launch until today, and obviously some of the stores went early. So hopefully we'll see everything roll out over the next week or two. So again, these come in gold or silver. Yeah, so they're the 12x12s. Someone's asking, will it work on acrylic? No, it won't. It's not going to apply the sort of pressure that you would need to obviously adhere to something like acrylic, which is just super hard. If you watch my YouTube video, or if you haven't seen it, you might want to watch after this. This was my first project. Hopefully you're seeing that foil kind of glisten and gleam. It's just so shiny. This was done with the fine tip, and I just used a design that I converted into make it like a joy style card, which has the insert in there. And we're going to do something similar today, but super cute, so pretty, so dainty. I just love this as a card maker. It's just got my name written all over it. This was a design which is I don't know if you know Rob and Bob. They have a lot of designs on Design Space. They're really fun, really quirky. And this has the silver on the main base of the card. I'm trying to get some light reflecting on that. And then it also has the gold foil on white on the embellishments as well. So think about whenever you would use a pen. Now when I go to think I'm going to use a pen, I'm going to write a sentiment, I'm going to draw, that's when I'm going to start thinking, well, can I actually foil instead? Yeah. Here's the Happy Halloween that I did in black, and we're going to make this today. I'm going to do it in white. But again, how cute's that with the purple? Just a really beautiful embellishment, eye-catching, super cute. And again, that's just like an insert joy style card that I made. And again, I can share all of these files on my Facebook Scissors Paper Paul page this afternoon. Just check and see if I've got any comments so far. No? Great. The other thing, I've got another couple that I'm going to show you, but what I also wanted to show you was a bit of a side-by-side comparison. Now, thank you if you're watching. I can't remember who asked me the question, but two separate people asked me, one, could you use the debossing tip for the Maker and the foil to get the same result? I tested that, and then someone came and said, what about scoring stylus? So I thought, well, I'll test that as well. Gail's asking, looks like compatible with Design Space for desktop. Yes, this cannot be used with the apps on iOS or Android. It is desktop only. Okay, but here are the results of my test. So the first one, you can see that beautiful detail. That is with the fine tip. This is with the debossing tip. Someone quite liked it, so I guess if you want a bit of a distressed look, I mean, why not, get creative, mixed media, all that, and use your debossing tip if you want to as well sometimes. And this was a scoring stylus, which I think gave better lines, but it kind of just missed parts and it's a bit motley. But you can see with that first one, and with the demo, with the video I actually uploaded to Instagram and my Facebook page, I actually did these together. I didn't want people to think that I was kind of doing any manipulation, except for this one. I did add that one on after someone asked me about the stylus, but these two were done in succession in the same process. Bernie's saying that the dual colors are gorgeous. They are so gorgeous. Totally my favorite. I need to stock up on foil. They were the only ones that I got, which I'm happy with, but I need all the other colors now. I do like the ruby. It is quite cute, that pink color. And these are another couple that I did with medium. So instantly I thought of, shadow boxes. My sister's very pregnant, and I'm doing lots of baby projects. You'll see that I'm doing a lot of baby stuff soon. But I thought this would be really cute in a box frame with maybe her name on the glass, or even maybe some flowers in there. But hopefully that is catching. But just so stunning, so beautiful. And that's in the medium. And then I did this one, which I kind of like for myself actually. Again in the medium, in the gold, but just look at that detail. It really is so pretty. And I saw today on, I think it's Hey Make Stuff on Instagram. If you're not following her, you should. She had these beautiful designs which are available, I think, in Design Space, which had a cutout of an insect, and then not the internal structure completely, but an internal drawing sort of design that she'd done on the black cardstock with the gold, and then she had cut out the actual shape of the insect in this bright yellow, and then put that on top, and then framed it in a white frame, and it was just so cute. Yes, Ricky's loving the giraffe. So cute. And there's llamas. If you love the giraffe, you should check out, there's a llama in there as well with big batty eyelashes. Lots of really cute things. So they're the projects that I've done so far. I think that's it. So we're going to start soon on our project. Let me just move some of these things out the way. I need you, and I need you. And just quickly, I talked about some of the substrates, and I realized I actually have some of them here. So as I mentioned, there's cardstock, there is watercolor paper, those types of substrates, quite a few different cardstocks as well. So like, light, medium, and so forth. You can also draw onto, or foil onto the adhesive backed paper. I haven't tried this yet, but I thought that would be really fun for Christmas card embellishments. We're really cute. And this isn't a recognized product, and I probably shouldn't be saying this, but when it said about the adhesive back paper, instantly I thought with the joy, there's the writable craft labels, and I thought, how cute to do address labels, or label some boxes, or gift tags, those sort of things, and the craft with the beautiful metallic foiling on that as well. I mean, foiling for me at the moment, all I'm thinking about now, of course, is Christmas, tags, cards, you name it, it's all going to have it attached. So I'm going to give that a whirl. I'll let you know how I go. Sorry to anyone from Cricut who's watching and shaking their head. Vellum as well. So vellum, if you don't know, are these really beautiful transparent, they're a little bit transparent sheets that often you see overlaid on invitations. So imagine again, like you could do a print then cut, you could print out a beautiful invitation, and you could have this lovely overlay with some foil writing, the menu, all of the venue details, whatever the case may be. Really pretty. Hey Nat, you made it. Thank you so much. And then the printable vinyl as well. Now, you know that I love stickers. I know Natalie's actually working on some sticker projects, so I'll let her probably explore this a little bit more before I do. But instantly I just thought, and I've mentioned this before, thank you labels. Little, beautiful thank you labels with a lovely little flourish around it, with the, lovely scripty word thank you, or whatever. If you're a seller, wrapping your products up in tissue, put one of these gold foiled stickers or whatever color might be, and then pop that on your packaging and off you go, or sealing an envelope and things like that. So again, I think stickers are going to be really fun, and something that I'm going to play with as well, and I'm sure Nat is going to do as well, because I'm convinced she has cameras in my house. She always seems to know what I'm going to make next. You could do print then cut again, and then have foil accents. So you think outside the box, start getting really creative. So Wendy's saying, love the possibilities. I mean, as soon as you open your box and you start using this tool and you fall in love with it, like I did, your mind's going to start racing. You're just not going to have enough time to do all the projects. Certainly not in the same week. And there's craftboard as well, and I've got a really fun summer project planned for craftboard. So stay tuned for that one. But again, this is a really thick card, so yeah, you can foil straight onto the top of that as well. Oakley dokley, let's get busy and make a project. So I'm just going to check the comments. So let me just change my view so you can see me. Nat's, yep, so basically Nat, there's cameras and, hi Nat. I'm sure she's watching. So I just have a quick question. So again, if you've got a question, try and put Q in front of it so I know. But Susie is asking, I've just gone a bit cray-cray, hang on. Susie's asking, can you get vellum from Spotlight? Yes, that one is from Spotlight. Let me just get the name of it. I believe it was from Spotlight. Paper Extra. Oh, sorry. Paper Extra. Forgetting what camera I've got going. So you can check that out. Yeah, Ricky's loving foil stickers. Amazing. I can't just wait to see what you guys come up with. I always craft for what I need, so often you guys come up with the most amazing ideas. And that's really amazing when it comes to creative as well. So Bernie's saying at the end, can you say where you found the animals again, please? And who to follow. Okay, so Bernie, I think her name is, and Nat, if you know it, I think it's Hey Let's Make Stuff on Instagram. And again, these beautiful, beautiful frames. They're just, oh, so cute. It's actually on my phone. If it wasn't up there, I'd try and show you. But Nat might be able to confirm that in the comments. Cool. I think I've got everything. The animals, the ones that I did, the projects that I did, they were all in Design Space. Yeah, so you can search even probably just, giraffe, and you'll find one. And then if you click on the eye icon, you can go to the image sets, and you'll find all of them. Some are for drawing, and some are for vinyl or iron-on, because they're a bit thicker lines, but you'll be able to tell. Oakley dokley, let's get into Design Space. Now, I'm now in Design Space. What I wanted to show you were a couple of things. I'm just going to get some of these windows out of my way so I can see what I'm actually doing. I want to show you a couple of things. So first and foremost, the line type. Now, let's move this out of the way as well. I know you can't see what I'm doing, but I'm just trying to see my screen. So I've got the foil piece, which is set to fine. If you wanted to change it, or how you create this line type, is by going up to the very top where it says line type, and you've got your cut, draw, and because I'm connected to my Maker, I also have score, engrave, deboss, and so forth. And look, that's another really good point. Particularly if you've got a Maker, you can, with your designs, you can draw with a pen to write some words on, on a card or whatever. You can foil with your foiling tool. You can deboss as well. You can perforate as well. You can do all of those things, including cutting, of course, all easily within your, sorry, I just stepped out of my frame. You can do all of that super, super easily within the one design. So what I've done here is I've just come down to foil, and then you just choose medium, bold, or fine. It's as simple as that, and you are good to go. All right, so let's have a look. I'm going to click and make it, and I'm going to show you both processes because I want you to be able to see the process when you're loading this. This is why I've gone a bit sort of wackadoo with my setup today. So I'm just going to click continue. Someone's asking what's vellum. Vellum is an almost transparent paper, super, super thin, and you can overlay it. So if you've got an invitation that you've printed out that has pictures and words, you can then overlay with this almost transparent paper with some lovely foiled writing, things like that, some embellishments, really, really pretty stuff. So I'm going to go medium cardstock. It is telling me to load my scoring stylus. I'm going to just swap it out for the scoring stylus, not my scoring wheel rather. And it's also saying make sure that I load my foil transfer tool as well, and then press the flashing button. Now, this is where you really do need to pay attention to your to what's on the screen. Otherwise, this is how you're going to make mistakes. Okay, so we're going to go through the process together, and I am going to get some white cardstock, which I didn't actually put aside, which was a bit silly of me. Let me get that. So, some cardstock. All right. Sorry about that. Okay, now cardstock, as you know, mostly comes with a textured and a smooth side. You're going to get your best transfer by using the smooth side. So I'm going to pop that on my mat. Oh, the other thing as well, I should mention, you can also foil onto faux leather. So earrings, necklaces, all that jewelry, hair clips, you name it, bows, you can foil onto all of that as well, which I think is amazing. All right, so let's put down our cardstock. just like we would normally. I'm also going to pop my scoring stylus into clamp A. Now, pro tip, if you're new to cricketing, hold the underneath of the clamp before you push down on a pen or a scoring stylus there. And then it told us to take out our fine point blade and pop in our foiling tool with the fine tip, which I've got this just the one line, so I know that's right. So I'm popping that in there, and then I'm going to load. So load the button, we'll press the load button, and then we'll do the flashing C. I'm going to get my foil ready while it's doing that. I'm going to use purple because this is a Halloween card. Let's get the purple sheet. Okay, so it's done the score line, and then I've got my paper, my foil sheet here, but I'm just going to jump back into Design Space again because I just want to show you the next thing that it's telling us to do. So it's telling us to obviously confirm that we've got the foil tip in there, which we do. Okay, it's also saying important in red, do not unload your mat. Okay, it ejects it a little bit further, and again we'll show you that. And then place your foil with the tape onto the your substrate, and then of course hit the flashing C. So let's go back again. So you can see it's ejected the mat further than it normally would. So don't, and this is what we tend to do, right? We want to hit the unload button and pop it out altogether, but don't do that. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to pop my transfer sheet on here. Now, ideally, you don't really want the foiling tip to go over your adhesive strips. I found that it's still transferred, but sometimes you can get caught and start getting a little bit manky and things like that. So you really want to try and make your design smaller and get your, smaller than your 6x4, but also make sure that you get your tape as much to the edge as you can. Now, I'm sort of like doing this from a weird angle. Obviously, you try and get right on top of it. So hopefully I'll nail it, and we'll obviously find out when we see the final thing. The other thing is with the tape, you'll find as you get closer to the foil is going to actually be attracted to it, and it's actually going to, sort of bounce up and stick to it. So just be mindful of that, okay? It's perfectly normal. You're probably going to get my grey hair. Oh, no, you're not actually, so that's good. So I'm just going to get this edge and stick it down. All right. And then we're going to get the top edge. And this is why I just wanted to have my camera around a little bit. And we want this to be really taut. Now, my last video, I said taunt. But please don't taunt it. You want it nice and taut. So I'm just going to get that edge, that top edge. And I'm going to pull it nice and firmly. And then stick that down. Don't worry about it if you get onto the mat. You don't want the foil touching the adhesive on your mat because it will, stick. It will transfer to the sticky mat. So just be mindful of that. But again, just getting these pieces right to the edges and just keeping it nice and taut. Hopefully you can see. And this can take a little bit of practice. But if you make a mistake, just peel it off and start again. Because the other thing is too, you don't necessarily want to stick it too hard to your substrate because you want to be able to get it off nice and cleanly as well. But I'm happy with that, and then I'm going to press my the flashing C. Now we're going to let the magic happen. Actually, I can leave that there because again, you can save these strips if you want to. And just like the pen, it's just going through and it's going to complete that process. So we're almost there. I've got a question here. Will using the foiling tips eventually be made available in Design Space app? Yeah, look, great question. I don't know the answer. I think like anything, ideally it would be across all platforms, but there are no firm plans yet. Thanks, Nat. Yes, you can use this both for the Maker and the Explore family of machines, absolutely. And that's why I use the scoring stylus. Thanks, Nat. Ricky's asking, can you foil onto normal adhesive vinyl? Make your own patterned vinyl. You can foil onto the printable vinyl. So I guess if it was a matte finish, you could absolutely try and just see what results you get. Definitely, I don't think gloss is going to work. Someone asked me about doing it on gloss, and I just don't think it's going to stick to something super glossy, but I haven't tried. And that's the fun in crafting, right? Making lots of mistakes and hopefully, nailing it 90% of the time. I've asked you a question about the vellum, I hope. Subtitles on live, please. I don't know if that's a setting that I do, but thank you. I'll check that out. I know that they do play over the replay. Great question from Coral. Should you move the star wheels out of the way? The little white wheels here across the bar? You don't need to, actually. The first time I did my first design, I thought, oh no, I probably should have taken those, moved those, because they're just going to make, a mess of my design. And then I realized, no, they don't actually transfer the foil. So great question, Coral. Thank you. Hey, Sammy. Sammy is from overseas. He's all the way from, I think, New York or around that side of the world. So welcome, Sammy. All right, so let's go back to the into Design Space. So just give me a sec. Okay, so now what it's saying is, because we've got to do our cutting of the card. Now we're going to remove the purple foil. And again, if you're doing multiple colors in your design, it will tell you which color to put on in each step. And then it says to load the fine point blade and again, press the flashing C. So let's go back to the overhead. So I'm just very gently going to remove these adhesive strips and reveal our beautiful design, which you can probably see there. So just take your time. I find sometimes if you just sort of pull it on a bit of an angle, getting those adhesive strips off on cardstock, even with washi tape, works quite well rather than just sort of tearing straight up. So let's get those off. There we go. It's on the mat there, and hopefully you can see that. You'll get a closer look shortly, but now, as the instructions told me, and again, just follow the instructions, don't rush. Believe me, I made some mistakes. You get 12 sheets of foil in the pack, and we're going to press the Cricut C. So use those to your advantage, do some practicing. Bernie's asking, is the purple from the jewel pack, do you know how far away the color packs are? So yes, they are, and you want to store your sheets of foil nice and flat. Try and keep them in the containers that they came in. This one, as I mentioned, so this is the the jewel sampler. So these are available now at Big W and Harvey Norman. They should be available at Spotlight as well, but I know that they weren't showing on their website earlier, but they will be. They will be coming very, very soon. Yes, it is special foil. It is not heat activated, it is pressure activated. So most of these foiling systems that we're familiar with, you do need external power, you need, to protect your machine from heat on top. Obviously, there is a risk of burning. There's cords and things like that. You don't have to worry about that with this particular medium. It's good to go. It's ready to go. Someone's saying pretty, which would be a good Halloween pretty as well. And this is the last stage, so we're cutting out our card. Now, of course, we've gone through this very much step by step. You'll do this a lot faster than me. But again, I definitely say, particularly for your first one, really, really take it slow and just make sure you follow those steps, because it's different. We're used to just ejecting everything. I'm just going to get that out of the way. We're used to ejecting everything and just getting on with it. But we don't do that with this. We've got to not eject our mat. So peeling my design away from the mat rather than the other way. And that just means that you're going to have a nice flat card once I've peeled it all off. So just peeling my mat away. I'll pop that aside and I'll clean that up in a moment. Do just have a couple of little stragglers I find with these fine designs. I get these little straggler little dots. They cut, but they just don't quite pop out. So I'll just pop those out, and then we'll pop in our insert, and I'll show you Halloween card. And I thought that then this purple was just, to me, it just spoke to me about Halloween. I know we're not big on Halloween here in Australia, but I thought that would look really cute. So, and again, you could do this. I've done this in the fine tip. I just like the detail with the fine tip, and I'm folding this now on the score line. I love that sort of, it's just so precious and dainty, and I kind of, that kind of resonates for me. Not that I, particularly dainty, but particularly at the moment with ISO pounds. And this is a bone folder. If you don't know what that is, again, you can get these at Spotlight, Craft Online, craft stores, and that just gives you a really, really sharp folded edge rather than do it with your fingers. And I cut my insert earlier. I have got this file which I'll share with everyone on my Scissors Paper Paul Facebook page. It's got the insert as part of the design as well. And here it is. So here's our design. I'm just going to try and catch, hopefully that's reflecting the light. I think the challenge that I have with these foil designs is I can never take a photo or catch this to really show how beautiful it actually is. Let me just try and go closer. But it's just so beautiful and so shiny. And if you do ever find that you've got any residue or anything, you can just wipe it away, and you can use like a dry brush or a dry cloth, and that will remove any dust or particles as well. And that's particularly valuable if you're doing something with a bolder or the medium tip. You might just get some residue around it. Someone's actually asking, can you rub it off? I haven't tried. It's like, it's not going to be there forever and a day, potentially, particularly if I rub. Let me give it a rub now. In that corner, still there. So, but yeah, so beautiful, beautiful card. Hope you enjoyed that. Let's have a look at if there's any other questions. Thanks everyone. Gail saying, thanks so much, Paul. Once again, great tutorial. Can't wait for my happy mail to arrive. Yay! I know there's lots of excited people on the Cricut for Australians page. I don't think I've got the right camera set up here, but if you're not following, this is supposed to be me. Hi! If you're not following Natalie and I on Instagram, Facebook and YouTube, Scissors Paper Paul and Nat's Crafty Life, we really, really appreciate it if you could follow us. We do try and do things for our, these other platforms that we don't necessarily do on Cricut for Australians, and obviously on YouTube. So yeah, give us a like as well if you like the video, and obviously subscribe as well. That would be awesome. Go back here as well. But yeah, lots of people have been shopping today. All you lucky people that can walk into stores, and that's awesome. Love seeing all those posts on the page. I think I've got all of the questions. So Kerry saying, how do you know where to put the foil on the cardstock? Sorry, never used foil before. Hopefully I answered that question in the process. You'll know where your design is from Design Space, and obviously on the matte preview. And of course you can just work out with the grid lines. You've got the 1 inch, the inch marks, and you've got centimeters if you prefer on the bottom as well. So you just line it up to where you know. For this card, it was particularly easy because I just made it so I could literally line up the edge of my foil with my score line, and I knew that was going to be spot on. So that's a good question. Thank you. Excellent. Lots of great questions, things that I hadn't even thought of. So well done you. That's brilliant. So just to let you know, if you are a member of Cricut for Australians on Facebook, if you're not and you're a Cricut user, you need to join. But normally I would go live next Thursday, but this is my special live in lieu of that. So next Thursday will be Natalie again, and Natalie's actually going to be doing a shaker card. So she's getting into my area of the hood, the crafty hood. and she is she's going to do some. She's going to do a shaker card, which is awesome. I can't wait to watch that one. Marie saying, first time I tuned in. Thanks so much because I follow you on Instagram. Awesome, thank you. That's how I knew about the Cricut Transfer Kit. Excellent. Look, yeah, we try and spread the word as much as we can. Of course, if you've got any questions, feel free to add them into the comments after I end the live, or you can jump over onto Scissors Paper Paul on Facebook and I can answer those questions for you as well. Again, I'll share all the files. I've just got to take some photos, but I'll be sharing all of these project files on Scissors Paper Paul on Facebook. Hopefully today, worst case, it'll be tomorrow morning. Lots of people super excited. Nat saying she's taking over the card world. Move over, Paul. We'll see. But have a great Saturday, everyone. There won't be a tea with for 10 tomorrow like I normally would because obviously I've done this video. But really appreciate the support and thanks for joining. And I'll see you when I'm live next time. Have a wonderful weekend. Take care.